morning. Just woke up, did my pre-trip. Headed to the customer I'm delivering to in Grand Forks. Figure I'm like, let's record right now before I have to turn around and drive into the sun for a while. It's like, and it's a nice day today too. Got a little bit of clouds, but a lot of blue sky. A little chilly, but not too bad, -2. Yeah, there's a trail there where the railroad bed used to be, along the side of a road. Unfortunately, they don't allow quads on it in this section, and it shows it's getting overgrown. Because who's going to walk way out here? Every now and then there's someone going to go for a walk way out here, but not regularly. To make trails survive, they've got to make them shared. Unless there's high foot traffic, you need to make the trails shared trails. Allow quads and motorcycles on them. Just put up signs that limit quads to 30 kilometers an hour. I know, there's always idiots out there that are going to wreck that. I've been on some shared trails where the other quadder or the other dirt bike was just flying along the trail. It's like, that's not cool. Turbo doesn't sound that healthy. I brought it to the attention of the shop and they haven't fixed it yet. So we'll see. They couldn't find anything wrong. I'm like, there is something wrong. So we'll let it get worse and then get them to check it again, see if they can find it then. Not losing any horsepower or anything like that. My only concern is it might have me stuck in the middle of nowhere if something fails in a dramatic fashion. Do they heat that shop with wood? Awfully black smoke though. Maybe they just did a cold start on a diesel. Caterpillar or something like that. Because there's always heavy machinery in that area. There's a lot of smoke down low here. A lot of people in this area do heat with wood, so and heating with wood in this area is actually a pretty good idea because there's dead trees all over the forest. Just drive up a road and start cutting down dead trees and easy firewood. Couldn't quite remember where this location is I'm delivering, so I just kind of guessed on the GPS, so I don't know if the GPS is bringing us to the right spot.
Turn left on 68th Avenue.
I'll recognize it when I get there. Hopefully they've removed snow properly in their yard that I can do a U-turn in their yard. So I really don't want to back into the yard, if at all possible.
Turn left on 68th Avenue. In 400 meters, turn left on 2nd Street.
Huge lumber mill right in front of us here. Pick up lumber here every now and then, not very often, but every now and then.
Turn left on 2nd Street.
like that they made that corner so trucks can take it.
900 meters, turn right on Jasper Avenue.
No, Jasper Avenue is going to be too far. I don't want to go that far. Yeah, it's that building right there, I think. No, it's where the dump truck is coming out of, or the garbage truck is coming out of. Okay, good. The gate's open already. I could have slept here. I wasn't sure how much snow would have been removed. Nice if you open the gate all the way. Every square inch matters. This is going to be tight. Mirror. Spinning my tires on the ice. Almost a 45-degree angle. Oh, we're at a 45-degree angle, but we're straightening out again. That worked out. Okay, let's put diff locks on. There we go. Let's get unloaded. They did the switcheroo on me today. I think this will get me more money though. So, not a bad thing, I guess. So I was supposed to load at Klesnikov and deliver in Creston today, come back here and load tomorrow morning for the beach. But now instead, I loaded here at Klesnikov. The first load was a no tarp load. This is a tarp load. And I'm headed to the beach now. And then I guess I'll get a load there to come back home, or I'll go past home. And the reason the driver that had this load drove all of Sunday and they didn't realize that he'd be out of hours and would be stuck in Vancouver, and he lives here in the Kootenays. Is this the Kootenays? I guess that's the start of the Kootenays. So we switched loads. So I'm headed to the beach. I guess the run that I thought I was going to get, I got. At first I was getting a different run. I'm like, I'm wrong. I'm not getting the run that I thought I was going to get. So I'm not going to get there today. I have an 11 a.m. appointment to unload, which I think will work out pretty good. It'll give me enough time to get into Vancouver tomorrow morning with that crazy traffic, stop at the truck stop, untarp, get into the customer's location. Should be right about right time. Hope that gives me enough time to get loaded and back out of there and back home before the end of the day tomorrow. Guess we'll have to wait and see. So instead of doing the Kootenay Pass, I get to do the Paulson. Eh? Whatever. Roads are good. Roads are good. Only downside is I already filled out the paperwork for the run going to Creston. I'll hold on to the paperwork for a while just in case I get another run just like it, and I'll just change the date. And if it don't get a run like that in a while and paperwork starts falling apart, then I'll just toss it out. Not a fan of throwing things in the garbage, so sometimes I've held on to paperwork and then a week or 2 weeks later I get exactly the same run that the one that I had filled out the paperwork for, so sometimes it works out. Yeah, right now Klesnikov has a lot of lumber sitting in the yard, so with this whole switching of loads, I mean there'll be one less load going out of the yard because, well, it might not be true. So I would have done the Creston run, come back here, load for the beach and go home. The other driver tomorrow morning will likely come, or even tonight, he'll come back tonight he might load tonight or tomorrow morning here and then leave Sunday again. And that same load will get to the beach same time it would have. So yeah, I think the same. All the loads are still going to get where they need to get on the same schedule. It's just we switched loads. I think if all works out well, I'm going to try to unload actually a little bit early tomorrow. No harm in showing up early. If I can get unloaded earlier, that'd be great. Sometimes they allow it. Cone here. Why do we have a cone here? Okay then. Maybe someone forgot to clean up a cone. One of the Setco guys that drives around, checks on us drivers, came by and said hi while I was tarping and gave me a birthday gift. I don't really do birthdays, but it's kind of nice when they come around and give birthday gifts. It's a really nice hat. Setco 25. Black on black. It's a really nice hat. Birthday card. I didn't look what the other stuff was. There was a like a canteen in there with a Setco logo on the side for drinking water. Canteen, and then some kind of other, I don't know what it was. Here, let's see if I can. It looked like a pencil case, but I don't know what's in it. But the Setco canteen looks like it's really good quality, really nice stuff. So I think I'll use that canteen for sure. He of course did a check of my truck to make sure there was nothing wrong with it. Made sure that I was doing my job. Make sure I did my pre-trips properly. That there's I always do, so I don't mind. They can check me anytime. Looks like our blue skies kind of disappeared a bit cloudy, so hopefully it clears up for the weekend. It's kind of been that kind of a week all week, kind of cloudy week, so maybe it'll be the opposite for the weekend. That'd be nice, because last week it was a beautiful week, but the weekend kind of went south on us. And this week, the week's been cloudy and snowy, and hopefully the weekend becomes nice and sunny. That'd be a nice twist. Warm up, sunny, do some quadding, have fire. Oh yeah. If this happens, I'm looking forward to it. Yesterday I saw elk standing right here between the cliff and the road on the right hand side. It's like, whoa, that's a big animal, you just stay right where you are. Excuse me. Let's see if the scale's open. It was in the morning when I came by. What is that, 3 hours ago? 2.5 hours ago? More like 3 hours ago. Took almost an hour to load. $45 minutes to tarp, plus the driving time, plus I took a half-hour break for lunch. It looks like a short word. If it's a short word, it means it's open.
In 1 kilometer, keep right to Highway 3 West.
Now I maxed out my drives. I should be right at the 17,000 mark, so that looks like a nice motorcycle there.
Keep right to Highway 3 West.
Is that CVSE? I bet you he bypassed the scale. Those guys bypass the scale all the time. Just like him, he just bypassed the scale. This gentleman right here just bypassed the scale. He's busy, he's not going to pull over that second truck, but that's good. You see big rigs bypassing the scale all the time too. looks like they're doing inspections here. There's 3 trucks pulled over. So they got 3 trucks pulled over here, and they're catching people that are bypassing the scale. Yeah, it must be doing some kind of blitz. Six something. Oh, that's lighter than I thought. Cool. I don't have a full tank of fuel, so that's good. I was worried that I'd have to run low fuel because how heavy I was loaded, but I'll be able to top off the fuel tank, so that's cool. Looks like that one logging truck is a Sutco logging truck. That doesn't mean he's in trouble or anything. It just means that he got captured for a full inspection. Full inspection doesn't mean you're going to get a ticket or anything. Likely they're going to find something wrong with the vehicle. I know they would find at least one thing wrong with this, and it'd be the cracked windshield. And I wouldn't get a ticket for that. I would get it would be a fix-it ticket. Basically, just a, hey, fix this within so many hours or so many days. Alright, he's released the truck up there, so the next one to run the scale, or bypass the scale, will get nabbed again. Well, let's go over the posting, and I'll catch up with you guys on the other side somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Continue on Highway 3.
Forgot about the 60. I'll rapidly slow down. think coming over the Richter Pass into Smilkameen Valley is always so beautiful. Right now we're getting set up for the roller coaster. I'm getting that downhill speed of a roller coaster. Bitten me before. You gotta really time everything out if you're gonna do it at a pretty high speed like I am. If you're a rookie driver and coming down the Anarchist Richter Pass, well, in fact, coming down any pass, take it slow. I try hard to check my patience when I'm stuck behind someone coming really slow down the hill. I was really slow coming down the hill when I was a rookie. Coming down this hill here, I was doing 50 kilometers an hour the first time. I just crawled down it. And now I can do almost full speed limit. If I go full speed limit, I usually, it gets away on me. I have to use brakes, but I like to do 90, just a hair over 90. Maybe I was going a little too slow there. Could have used a little extra momentum here. Interesting, the hills are starting to look a little greenish. I think things are blooming. Things are growing. Not exactly blooming. Things are growing. I think this valley thinks spring is here. Yeah, the roller coaster is not forgiving. You see some solid black lines in there and sometimes rollovers and stuff. I've done it many times now. I have a good feel for it. I know what speeds I need to hit at what weights. Today I'm pretty darn heavy, so I know what speeds I have to hit. Kleenex box is empty. That's not good. Still a bit of a cloudy day. Still listening to that podcast, No Dumb Questions. Highly recommended. I'm on episode 56 right now. Thoroughly enjoying it. Eventually I'll catch up with it. I think I'm going to have to support them on Patreon. Because I feel type of podcast that makes you a better person, makes you think. If you agree with their ideas or not, it makes you a better person. And I think that's the whole point. They don't want you to agree with them. They're just sharing their perspectives and make you think, oh, where do I sit on that question? This sunset's kind of beautiful, actually. I like the clouds right now. There's a hint of blue sky here and there, so. Alright, right now is where you really have to focus on your marks. Just like in racing, you got to focus on your marks. You got to know what speed you have to be at what location to prevent you going over speed around a corner. And keep as much momentum as possible. But yeah, definitely take this section of highway slow the first time you're coming through here. The first time I came through here with a manual transmission, I almost ate it into the ditch. I was not ready for all the shifting that was required to make this work at the speed I was going. And I think I momentarily forgot that I still had a brake pedal that I could use. It might be funny, it's how you forget there's a brake pedal, but when things aren't going right, sometimes you forget there's a brake pedal. Or at least that one time, it's like, I don't know why didn't I, after just thinking it through after, it's like, well, why didn't I just hit the brakes there instead of almost eating it? I use that 70, suggested speed 70 for the intersection. I think that's a good marker to come through here right at 70 as you pass this stop sign, and then kind of let the truck go. You see all the black lines? And that way you're hitting 100 on the bottom of these. And this is exactly where I shot that video of a car passing me as I was hitting 100 on the bottom. A car came zipping past me, and oncoming vehicle just happened to be a cop car, or at least one of the oncoming vehicles. Car did a U-turn and chased them down. I know somebody asked why semis drive different speeds. And there's so many factors in there, but most of us are trying to go as fast as we can. We're just going as fast as we can get going safely. I know I'm trying to drive speed limit. I guess I shouldn't say as fast as I can. I'm just trying to do speed limit. I'm trying to get there. There are some people that drive slower for fuel mileage. So apparently the new electronic logs that we're putting in trucks, hopefully my truck has it, are going to be, there's going to be like a little score on the electronic log that tracks how good you're driving as far as throttle control, hard braking, cornering, and all that stuff. And it recognizes it when you're going up a hill, and it goes up a hill. Yes, okay, we're gonna forgive you for running high RPM. You should be your foot should be all the way in the throttle here. So it's taking geography into consideration into the scorecard. That's pretty cool. Basically, it'll have a scorecard that'll show up on your electronic logbook, and it'll end up being tied into our future bonuses that we get. Because I'll be honest, our bonus system that we have been using is kind of broken, but that's really a minor complaint. Remember, flashing lights, slow down, move over. I'm going a lot slower than I legally have to, but looks like he's cleaning up signage, which totally killed the momentum in this bottom roller coaster loop. So I think it'll be interesting. See if we get a little more momentum on this one. I think I'll get to 100 at the bottom here. Almost, not quite, but almost. Put up a fence over here, built a new driveway onto the roadway. I wonder if that'll be a new vineyard on the left-hand side that we just passed there. I bet you there'll be another vineyard there. Or it might be part of the same vineyard that we just passed, who knows. We're getting back into that relax zone. Can't use cruise control yet, but soon. There's a couple of sharper corners, and after that I can engage cruise control and relax all the way to Princeton. Like I said last time, there are some spots you still have to slow down and speed up, but you get to actually use some cruise control in these spots. I think I'll make it within 1 hour of the destination. So tomorrow I'll probably have about an hour to drive, I'm guessing. It'd be nice if I could get to the Nordell scale. That way I could untarp tonight and then sleep in tomorrow and relax, take my time getting to the customer. That'd be kind of fun. There we go. Cruise control, engage. Okay, don't engage then. Let's try that again. Let's turn it off. Engage. There we go. That's better. When I stopped at the brake check, I also checked that bag that looked like a pencil case or whatever. There's actually a headlamp in there. And of course all of it has the Sutco branding on it. The headlamp I'm keeping for myself for sure. Canteen I could see very useful. I don't wear hats a lot, so unless Jess has objections and she wants the hat, I may give it away. We'll ask Jess. It's a beautiful hat. I love it. It's gorgeous. I'm just not a hat person. Ahead. I start slowing down right away, just a couple of clicks down on the cruise control. That way I don't need any brakes. Back into vineyard and orchard land. This is Costin. There's a road that goes right across the mountains over to Oliver. Nice little road to take. And in fact, up on that road, that's where we would like to go do some day camping this weekend if the weather cooperates. We shall see. Just said the forecast isn't too optimistic for that, so we'll have to call it when we get there. I had a weird problem with the trailer earlier. I stopped at the midway scale to weigh myself, and for some reason the bridge, the front trailer's air ride suspension was not fully inflated, so it's like, what's going on? It says I'm like at 60 psi air pressure, and it's like, it should be closer to 70. So I dropped it and it slowly came back up. I dropped the suspension all the way down, so maybe I'll do that a couple more times. I stopped for supper, dropped the suspension all the way down and let it, just in case there's some gunk in the system. There's no ice buildup because it's plus 10. But I'll drain the air out of the suspension system and refill it. It was fine when I stopped at the brake check. It was fully inflated, so. I need those airbags to be full. And not just for the fact of having a good smooth ride and proper suspension, all that. It's also the number I rely on to load me up. If that number is not reliable for weight, well, then I don't know how heavy I am. So when I stopped at Midway, I actually wrote down the weights I was at. So, and I was wrong. I can't really put a lot of fuel in because at Midway, my steers were at 5,560 and legal is 5,650. So I'm what, 90 kilograms below the legal limit. My bridge was at 16,980. So that's only 20 kilograms below the legal limit. And half a tank of fuel is 300 kilograms. So I'm gonna have to stay at about half a tank of fuel until we're unloaded. And then my bridge was 22,880. The legal limit there is 24. So I'm 1,120 under. And then my pup was at 15,800, also 1,200 under. So definitely a fairly heavy load. So what is that, about 3,000 kilogram under max weight? So yeah, so approximately 62,000 kilogram. Maybe a little more than that.
It's 700 meters.
Have to do the math.
Turn left on Highway 3. This is always a bit of a tricky corner too. Not this corner, but the intersection. Well, actually a couple of intersections here. Caramese, it's a little tricky for a Super B. You got to get your lines right here as well. Turn left at the stop sign.
Well, it looks like this gas station is rebranding to Canco as well. I don't like this intersection. It's got two not really corners, but there's a blind corner coming in from the right, and on the left is a blind hill.
In 500 meters, turn right on 7th Avenue.
He's racing me. He's running as fast as he can run. Let's give a little extra brake. We'll hit the brakes a little bit. Okay.
Now he's at the back end of the trailer and he stopped running. That's pretty funny. That's a new one on me. I hit the brakes just to make it a little easier for him. That's funny. Here you kind of gonna have to square off the corner, or else you take out the stop sign. I don't know if that happens.
Continue on 7th Avenue.
You'd think that most truck drivers are smart enough to square off that corner. I've never seen the stop sign missing, so if somebody has taken it out, it doesn't take too long to replace. EV charging. Oh yeah, right there. Okay. Right on the roadside. You just park on the road like you would normally park on a road. Not a parking lot. It's just roadside charging. Okay, so don't Teslas have the charge port on the driver's side? Some cars have it on the passenger side, some on the driver's side. So I guess the cable might be long enough to stretch around, because you're not legally allowed to park the other direction, so they must have a long enough cable to reach around the back of the car. And if not, they better not be ticketing people for parking the wrong direction to charge. Motorcycle's got some bright lights. Second motorcycle today. Yeah, here in BC you see motorcycles year-round. I know it's Canada, but you see motorcycles year-round. Every month I've seen a motorcycle this year. We missed Jack's place there, didn't we? If you don't know what I mean, slowly go through all the little signs on the right side of the road, and you'll see what I mean by Jack's place. It's actually a little white sign with black writing on it. Come on, Mr. Pickup. I know you're going to be faster than me up this hill. Maybe not. I just don't want anybody. I don't want to be blocking everybody else either, so. Someone's coming up behind us. I'll let them pass us first, and then we'll make another attempt. Oh. Okay, let's just hit the throttle then. You're kind of on the white line here. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's just get away from him. He's It's most likely going to turn off here. Yep. Blinkers just came on, so. Well, guys, I think I'll leave it there. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Driving around Vancouver. Well, not necessarily Vancouver, but Greater Vancouver. Definitely Richmond area and other cities along the way. City life. I'm gonna enjoy city life.